Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, Hispanic woman dismembers her Hispanic male lover, brown on brown criminality, quietness. See, this is a timepiece purpose podcast as well. Today is October the 16th, 2024. This is almost like kind of a duality in a topic. First, you have the brown on brown criminality aspect of it. That is definitely quietness on things like this. So as long as the conversation is about black on black crime, black on black crime, black on black crime, right? Oh, it's acceptable, right? You got people that act as if there's no such thing as white on white crime every freaking damn day. You got people that act like there's no other brown on brown crime that happens every day. Heck, you have people that act like there's no red on red crime, right? That happens. And a combination of those things in between there, right? But something about this disturbance of mental derangement, control agenda in various sections of Americanism, right? It's almost like, oh, this is like some of the personnel within certain parts of Americanism. When you start talking about racial issues and other ethnic issues and criminality that others do. And the secondary part of this situation is the unfortunately that this particular Hispanic woman in her deranged demonicnism action dismembered her Hispanic lover. So not only was she a physical domestic abuser, demonic monster, this particular woman, can you imagine the mental abuse that she was giving this guy? And may his soul rest, right? Which is a whole different topic, right? The minimization of domestic abuser women, right? You got people act like the stuff ain't happening. But let me go ahead and read you this, starting from this particular article. It talks about how this particular woman, a Hispanic woman, shot her lover to death before using a chainsaw to rip apart his body and dispose of the remains in 10 to 15 trash bags. What in the hell? It was relayed that this 26-year-old Hispanic woman, this particular one, Josefina Elizabeth Lopez, she loaded up the trash bags containing Benito Morales Guzman's body into the back and trunk of her Toyota Corolla. She also put in the car electric chainsaws she bought from this particular box store, should we say, home improvement box store. One of which still had human flesh on the blades. Wow. A demonic monster in this woman who dismembered her lover. And again, you'll have personnel that do this. They do this. The situation again when it is numbers of males, right, that are getting their lives unalived by numbers of women. People see nothing, they hear nothing, they know nothing. right? Domestic abuser, numbers of women toward males every day. You got people that act like again.
We follow breaking news tonight. A Geneva County woman is behind bars accused of dismembering a man who was found dead in his car with a chainsaw. The body of Benito Guzman was discovered near a Geneva County home on Tuesday. Now they say that 26-year-old Joselina Lopez beheaded her alleged lover. Guzman left his dismembered body in the car.
And they believe the crime happened sometime between Saturday and Tuesday morning. WDHN's Robert Smith Jr. joins us live in the newsroom with the latest on this gruesome crime, Rob.
Yeah, hey, Michael Jess, the Geneva County Sheriff's Office has arrested Joselina Elizabeth Lopez in the death of Benito Morales Guzman. The County Sheriff's Office has charged Joselina Elizabeth Lopez with...
Look at the height. Look at the height. Not even 5 feet. Was it like 4 foot? I don't. Anyway, not even 5 feet. And how many person that would look at her and say, "Oh, she's just an innocent looking, angelic person," and had a murderous, demonic aura about her. She dismembered her Hispanic lover, cut him up in different pieces. Damn.
A brutal murder in the death of Benito Morales Guzman. Close friends of Guzman says it's been hard to wrap their heads around the news the last few days.
Shocked, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Hurt like home, I just saw him here last Friday.
Sources say Lopez, who Guzman had...
I hope that his soul rest in peace. And this is also why, again, this thing with this black on brown coalition is nonsense. Because you still have situations going on within brown on brown criminality that's still not being addressed and looked over. But people want American blacks to be the helpers and saviors for other cultures, and in this situation to be the black and brown leaders and stuff like that, help other people out. But at the same time, when you look at other type of, should we say, political entities, and they talk about Asian issues, they're not talking about being with black folks like that. They're talking about doing things for Hispanics, the ones applies to. And many times they're not talking about Afro Hispanics or different other dark shades of Hispanicism. They're talking about more or less like a white Hispanicism, and ones that want to be within the culture of whiteness. Right? It's a whole different game in itself. And that's why, again, American blacks only have half a generation to one generation left before the overall complete destruction of the overall American black culture. Too many within American blackism just cannot help but try to include American blacks within other people, trying to have other people's to be a part of American blackism when many other cultures and backgrounds and parts of the term lifestyle categories ain't thinking about American blacks like that whatsoever, but we'll use American blacks. Yes. Last video I want to play up on this part.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Gauthier.
And I'm Michael Rinker. Tonight, the ex-wife and friend of a Geneva County man who was allegedly murdered by his lover speaking out about the brutal crime.
Although they're divorced, she says her ex-husband did not deserve this, and the suspect in the case should remain behind bars. WDHN's Robert Smith has the story only on WDHN.
Just one day after Joselina Lopez, who's charged with one count of intentional murder in the death of Benito Guzman, was in court claiming self-defense while also begging for freedom until trial, Judge Stephen Smith has decided to keep her behind bars. Ex-family members of Guzman, his ex-wife Jennifer, says she thought hearing about a bond or self-defense was unbelievable.
I mean, I knew that she was going to say something like that. I mean, it's just like it's unreal.
Was in court claiming self-defense while also begging for freedom until trial. Judge Stephen Smith has decided to keep her behind bars. Ex-family members of Guzman, his ex-wife Jennifer, says she thought hearing about a bond or self-defense was unbelievable.
I mean, I knew that she was going to say something like that. I mean,
was unbelievable.
I mean, I knew that she was going to say something like that. I mean, it's just like it's unreal. I mean, and I can tell it's that she don't have a care in the world, about what happened.
FBI investigators say Lopez shot Guzman 5 times and then used a chainsaw to cut up his body in 10 to 15 pieces and wrapping his body parts in trash bags to put in the trunk and backseat of the car.
About what happened.
FBI investigators say Lopez shot Guzman 5 times and then used a chainsaw to cut up his body in 10 to 15 pieces and wrapping his body parts in trash bags to put in the trunk and backseat of the car.
To hear, on what all she did to him, like that, it just, sickens me to my stomach. Because he did not deserve that, like that, and she already shot him 5 times. What else was she planning on doing here? That, like that, and she already shot him 5 times. What else was she planning on doing here?
Lopez and her defense team is claiming self-defense in the alleged murder. They mentioned during court Monday how Lopez and her family was threatened after Guzman supposedly owed someone money for drugs. She also stated how Guzman was trying to isolate her from her family. Lopez did have bruises on her, but prosecutors say there was no evidence pointing fingers at Guzman for some sort of abuse. His ex-wife, who was married to him for 10 years, says Guzman was not a violent person.
Benito would never do anything like that because, because he wasn't that type of person. He would avoid it. If something, God forbid, if happening like that, he would avoid it. He wasn't the type that would actually stand there and argue with nobody.
Wilkerson says he was smart, easygoing, and a happy person. As a handyman, he was hardworking and could build anything by looking at it, which he did a lot during their marriage. Although their marriage has ended, she said they were still friends who cared about one another. And with him not having a lot of family around the area, she says she is still in his corner to get justice.
I will be on his side every step of the way.
Court Monday how Lopez and her family was threatened after Guzman.
And you see how they try to make it seem like that it try to make it seem like that she was a victim, right? You see the mental derangement that this system is brutal in, that she used a chainsaw to sit there and cut him up, but beforehand she shot him several times and then cut his body up in 10 to 15 different pieces with a chainsaw in 10 to 15 trash bags and try to make it seem like that he's the damn problem. Damn. I'm telling you, man, this system is wicked. It's wicked. And again, the duality of this and finishing the show, the brown on brown criminality is quietness. Right? But as long as, again, the conversation about black on black crime, black on black crime, black on black crime, it's acceptable. And the second part to this, again, is the mental derangement in various parts of this system. Right? That this guy was domestically abused, mentally abused, and then he was sit there and murdered by this demonic woman. This particular demonic woman, right? That just happened to be within Hispanicism. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.